Welcome to the Pedal Progressions podcast, where progression is the obsession. I'm joined, as always, by Craig Frazee and Grayson and Charlie's dad, Tellen Johnson. And we had a super fun, kind of out of the ordinary episode, but I think everyone will enjoy it. We had some friends from 8th Day come on that Kellen will tell you about in a minute. But first, let me talk about our sponsors. As always, at least recently, we are at the Taco Tuesday at Cannonsburg Studio recording, where the air conditioner was not working when we got up here, but cooled into a rather nice 92 degrees in here. We are also sponsored by the main one today is 8th Day Gym. We have the Burn intro offer for $49 to get in for unlimited classes for a month. And in this episode, you will hear a whole lot of reasons why it is really sweet to do. Also, the Building Blocks Foundation. The summer programs are going on. The golf outing's coming up. The Building Blocks Foundation Inc.org if you want to donate, if you want to see what the mission statement is. We've got grant checks coming in, and that's pretty exciting. So that means we get to help a whole bunch more kids. And also, just want to take a second, because we haven't done this in a while, and say thank you for listening, all of you. We got some fan mail, which I didn't even show anyone else, but we appreciate you guys listening. And if you like the show, if you could rate, review, share, that'd be sweet. We seem to be growing at a pretty steady rate and having a snowball effect, and it's thanks to people like you, and also the people that are sending me messages asking when the next episode's coming out, even though we're doing more than one a week right now. Hold your horses, Lauren. Craig, why don't you tell us about what's coming up?
Days that are not Tuesday: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come out to deck nights at Cannonsburg. The trail's still open. You can still ride your bike. You can get in a good workout. You can have a nice meal. You could have a refreshing beverage. Come on out, deck nights. I believe it's 5 p.m. to 9, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next event, we have the Dog Days of Summer here at Cannonsburg. August 3rd, it's when the dirt dogs get to shine. Check out Facebook. Check out our link tree on Instagram for more information.
Any kid can do it. You don't have to be a dirt dog.
Bingo. It's a youth race. Come on out. We might be there heckling. Who knows? Kellen, your kids racing?
They are.
Are they going to crush it?
We're gonna heckle them.
I will be at Coast Guard, so I will not be heckling, but I will be wishing them good luck from afar.
And then, super relevant to our episode today, make sure to check out the CrossFit Games on YouTube, August 1 through 3. Brian, how do they look it up?
I mean, it's a huge thing. So you just look up CrossFit Games on YouTube, and they'll have the streaming for all the live events. In fact, I think they're already posted, where you can see what days are the events. 8th Day Gym will be competing in the top 20 teams in the world, and the heat list is not out yet, but eventually it'll be posted and you'll be able to see it, and you can see which heats they're in. They'll have a whole bunch of different events to do. It's pretty fun to watch if you've never seen it, and even the individual stuff is pretty sweet to watch as well.
Next up, we have the Mark Hendershot Memorial Ride, August 10th. There is a Facebook page that's the best spot to keep track of where you need to be when. The best information out there right now is it's going to be a city ride. It's going to be no drop, a whole bunch of events and beer along the way with some prizes at the end. I believe it starts at 2 p.m. and finishes around 4. So bring any bike you want. Once again, it's a no drop ride on August 10th. Celebrating the life of Mark Hendershot. Pedal Progressions, Thursday group ride. Doesn't exist yet, but it's gonna. And we want to see you there. We're going to be traveling around. I assume Cannonsburg's going to be on the list. We'll probably hit Luton, maybe Waufield, maybe Richmond. We just want to get some sort of regular group ride together, high-five the homies, have a beer in the parking lot. You know the deal.
That's how all this really started with the GR Trail Riders and stuff. We just made a group and got together and ride and chilled. So we used to have a ride and grill day on Thursdays. Now we're going to ride and chill and hang out with people that like to ride bikes as much as we do.
So keep an eye on the local Facebook pages and our Instagram for more information on the regularly occurring Thursday group ride. finally, we have a Jacoby event, August 23rd. It's the ring. I guess we can't necessarily call it King of the Ring because ladies compete too. We've got King and Queen of the Ring, August 23rd at 6 p.m. That goes down at Grand Rapids Bike Park. Go fast, turn left, have fun. Kellen, tell us about the episode.
First, let me tell you about our socials. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at pedal_progressions_podcast. You can find our link tree in the description. You can also find our merch store in that link tree. Check out our stuff. Anything you buy goes right back into the podcast to make it better. You can also email us at pedalprogressions@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a comment, send us a message, tell us what you think. And our episode today, we had Michael Paas and Ryan Schafer on. They are both pro CrossFitters, and we find out that CrossFitters do indeed like to talk about CrossFit. Some of the highlights from the show are we talk about how CrossFit isn't only done in a gym. It can also include a lake and kayaking across that lake. We also talk about how CrossFit teams get formed and how some countries put their best people together for one team, where we locally here, we just kind of source what's locally and we are competitive with those teams. Then we also make fun of Brian, how he is kind of like a cat and doesn't like to get wet. And we also talk about the typical CrossFit stereotypes and how true they can be.
And we made them go mountain biking with us.
We
just
did.
to bring it full circle.
So without further ado, here is Michael and Ryan.
Check out what they had to do. It was like riding up and down on a football field.
Yeah,
in,
it was-
in thick grass.
Yeah.
And they had like cyclocross barriers they had to go over and like then do stuff after it.
So they're riding a bike the whole time?
Are we live right now? Are we rolling?
I just clip out of this for the intro. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then there's no pressure. You just
okay.
start.
No, I dig it. So we actually, the event that we didn't have, it wasn't cyclocross. It was, and correct me, Michael, was it toes the bar and then biking?
Two people would go out and bike.
Get right up in that microphone.
Two people would go out and bike,
There you
and
go.
then I don't like. There's so many things between me and you right
But
now.
I can still kind of, I'm like looking through the forest. I can meet
Yeah.
your eyes just perfectly.
Hey there.
I'm here for you.
I think two people would go out and bike together, and then two people would push the sled out and back,
Oh, yeah, it
And
was.
then-
Because it was on the field.
and then you'd come back, and then you'd do toes to bar, and then by the time you got done with the sled and the toes to bar, then the bikers would be coming back around that
Yeah.
time, and then you'd switch spots, and then I think it ended with one last sled push all the way down the field.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Who's scheming up all these events? Who's designing it? How does this happen?
It's kind of gone through a few renditions, but for the majority of the CrossFit Games, which I think the first year was 2012, 2011, Michael? I mean, like, the early
Before
years...
2012.
The early years of the CrossFit Games was, like, at a ranch in California and was very nonchalant. Like, probably looked very similar to where we are right now. Big
think there
hill,
was-
like a
Yeah.
like a ranch building, a big flat area in the back, and they would set up like a small rig and just have like a bunch of people that signed up and did a fitness competition. But over the years, it grew into this massive, obviously now professional sport. And the director of CrossFit, his name is Dave Castro. So he is the guy that is kind of like the evil villain behind creating all of the events for the majority of the years that the CrossFit Games has happened.
And there's like I think Bosman does the team
Yeah.
stuff currently.
Yep.
But
And he
I'm
took
sure
over
there's-
for a year as well.
Yeah.
And there's been some interims, but it's all kind of back to how it was originally started, with Dave Castro being the head of the CrossFit Games and kind of spearheading all of the fitness events.
So if CrossFit is a professional sport now, is there like paid athletes?
Oh, yeah.
You can actually make money doing
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah.
More than
yeah.
mountain biking.
Really?
A lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the repeat games athletes, you know, the top probably 20, I would say the top 20 males, the top 20 females as individual athletes, and then there are team athletes as well. and teams that are sponsored by pretty big sponsorships. That, I mean, that this is their full time. They make a living, a pretty good living actually, in CrossFit athlete terms, and they train anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a day.
Man.
And that's all they do.
That's wild. Like a professional World Cup mountain biker, like we have a friend that is, and it's like it's right sitting around 6 figures for like top 15 guy.
Yeah.
Probably $250,000 or so just in regular salary without endorsement for like your super high end guys, and then cross country is probably a little bit more than downhill, and then like the road riders right now in the Tour de France.
Yeah,
they
like
have millions.
Yeah, I would say it's actually probably pretty comparable to that. Like I would say 6 figures would be maybe a stretch, but depending on who it is.
Madura's barn last year.
Yeah.
In the broadcast.
Yeah, but you got to remember, like, the top 5 athletes at the games as individuals and as male and female individuals. I mean, they're making like the winner makes what, like $250,000. I want to say it's 250 to 300,000 just to to win the event. But then there's sub events throughout the year as well that pay out quite significantly, and
Teams don't make money.
yeah, we got a lot of really cool stuff over the years.
Yeah, we'll get stuff. Like, we've been fortunate to have really cool companies work with us and give us stuff, but we're not getting money. We come at 8th Day, we've been community supported very, very strongly historically, where members will come together and that community comes together and pays for our games, basically, So that's from, and we, if you're a team athlete and you're making money, it's probably because you were first an individual athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you have a following from that.
So the other voices you hear are Michael Paas and Ryan Schafer from 8th Day, our sponsor, 8th Day Gym. And they were both my coaches at different points of time doing classes at 8th Day, and they are both from the 8th Day CrossFit team, who has historically done very, very well in the team event.
I would argue that 8th Day as a team has been competitive in the CrossFit space for about a decade.
Okay.
I mean, maybe longer. When was the first year that 8th Day as a gym went to regionals?
2012.
Yeah, so
right away.
I mean, regionals back then was very, very difficult to get to as a team. Like, as 8th Day was the only gym in Michigan that made it to the regional event, which was, I guess, would be like a semifinal, like one tier below being considered like a full professional, you've made it to the world championship team. And they did that for, 6-7 years in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we missed 1 year, the year before you came over, so 17, I think.
Yeah.
But from 12 through 16, made it every year, and then missed, and then started making it again.
So what's the road to make it to the championship? Like, you just talked about regionals. Like, how do you qualify for this?
So it's changed over the years. The sport has evolved a lot. Currently, for teams, there's the Open, which is worldwide. Anyone can do it.
So I tried to make you guys do yesterday.
Yeah. The one you guys missed on.
Suddenly very busy.
Brian, have you done the Open?
Yeah, I've done the Infinity Cup every year I've been at the gym.
Okay. Do you sign up or do you just do the intramural?
I just do the intramural.
Just do the intramural.
That weight is on the high side for what I train at.
Okay.
So it's a stretch for me to do well in most of the events.
Yep. So like a couple 100,000 people sign up for the Open.
Worldwide.
And it's online at your gym. You have, you have to have someone from your gym typically is going to watch you, count your reps, judge your movement standards. And they release one workout a week for 3 weeks in a row, and you have like a few days to do it basically. And you could do it multiple times, and a lot of people do it multiple times. And then based on that, this year was the first year that for teams, everything was online. So it was from the Open to basically, if you did the Open this year, everyone would qualify for the semifinals. And then the semifinals were online. And then there was a bunch of extra layers. You had to have judges with specific certifications and certain time windows and all this. And it was very structured. You had to video everything very detailed. And then the top 30 top 20 teams this year.
Worldwide.
Top 20 teams worldwide went to the games. And
And
this is the first year they removed. There's always that either regional or semifinal or sanctional. There's always like an in-between layer, and you have to qualify for that and then go in person. And then the top so many teams would go to the games from that in-person event. So this is the first year they took that extra layer out for teams.
Yeah.
Could you guys explain real quick? Because I would say most of the listeners, this is a new subject for them. Could you explain what the affiliate team is, per se?
Yeah, sure.
And what an event entails. I think we
Yeah,
should, like,
yeah.
this is CrossFit for dummies.
Yeah, I mean, like, at the high level, CrossFit is combining every aspect of fitness, or as many aspects of fitness, into one collective series of tests. If you look at it as just like a fitness regimen, you're kind of working on every type of athleticism. So, you know, you have traditional, just like running, rowing, biking, skiing, swimming, and then you combine that with Olympic weightlifting, gymnastic movements, kettlebells, dumbbells, kind of a little bit of everything.
Snails.
Yeah.
Just made up stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
Worms.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you said snails, it actually threw me off, and I was like, "What is he talking about?" But yeah, we can get to that later. And then, you know, as a fitness regimen, that's kind of like what you're testing. You're constantly varying movements into workouts, and they range from 4 minutes long to an hour. Let's just say, right? Anywhere in between. When you create a sport out of that, you're now testing athletes in that same capacity, but at a much higher level. So the Olympic weightlifting movements are tested much more strictly, or I guess like at a more difficult level. The gymnastic movements become a lot higher skilled. So you're doing ring muscle ups, you're doing bar muscle ups, you're doing handstand walks, and then the tests just kind of grow. So what Michael and I did as a team. We had 2 girls and 2 guys on a team, and the team is tested collectively. So in events, we're doing things in synchro, we're doing things in a relay format, we're doing things together with different implements where all 4 of us are working at the same time on the same implement, and then, you know, let your mind wander into a really dark place and create really, really difficult workouts, and that's
And it's
what
almost
we were
always
tested
for
as.
almost always for time, right? Like complete XYZ.
I would say majority at the high level is for time. Sometimes it's for the amount of reps you can complete in a given amount of time.
The other piece that's important to know is that we probably don't know what we're training for. Like, especially at the CrossFit Games, at the World Championships, like you go in the morning and there's a athlete briefing and they go over the workouts that you're going to do that day. So all of the things that Ryan just said, like, it could be any parts of that, or it could be multiple of the parts together. But you have to be ready to do any of those movements, or combinations of the movements, or combinations of synchro, or any of that stuff, which I think is the most fun aspect of it, is being ready for what you don't know.
And you guys like watching, I watch live every year. I'll post links for people that listen to this that are intrigued by it to be able to watch the YouTube. But 1, they do more than 1 event a day. And 2, it's like a 3 or 4 day event.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's 4. I think this year it's 3.
Yeah, I thought I saw it. I have a note in here on what days it is for the intro later. But you guys do like 5 events in the course of like 3 days. And it's all things that would be terrible on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than 5
More
events.
than 5, yeah. I think
way
the
more.
First year was 12 or 13
wow.
events.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then the second year was like 11 or 12 events. So the first year that we qualified as a team was in 2021. The event, like the weekend, started on Wednesday with like a big open water swim and kayak, and it was this big open water swim event. It was really cool. And then we had a day off, and then we went Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so like the next year was very similar to that. But yeah, I mean, it was over 10 events in 3 to 4 days.
So they've really condensed that down, because I was showing the finals events from last year, and I think it was like the infamous snail I was talking about was like, I think event 7 or something like that. it's funny because I rewatched it before I sent it to these guys so they can see what it was.
That's the workout you sent, the snail one.
Well, I sent 3 workouts.
Okay.
The last 3 workouts you did, so it was like the.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I got all excited again watching it. Like I knew what the outcome was going to be, and like the scores were so tight between. Well, let's throw this out there. You guys got 5th last year. It was neck and neck going into the last 3 events, and like I completely got all psyched up and like couldn't walk away from the TV. I was supposed to be folding laundry, and I couldn't take my eyes off
That's
of it.
awesome.
I have to I have gone back and rewatched stuff from last year, stuff from when I was competing with Ryan, and I can't do it late at night because I just get all worked up and
Yeah.
I can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
I want to go do a workout
Yeah.
after I watch it. So I still get excited rewatching old stuff.
Yeah.
It's not even that old.
I know, it feels like, I mean, I'm now 3, this will be the 3rd season removed. Well, technically, actually, we can talk about last year too, which was a disaster, but I was, the reason I say that is because last year I was technically the alternate for the team, but I hadn't done CrossFit.
Luckily, I talked him into it because he refused the year before.
Yeah. The first year I was out, the first year that I was technically like retired in 23, I was like, I got to get away from it. I need a clean break, do my own thing, like clear my head. And I knew it was going to kind of like suck me back in if I said yes. So I was like, no, I don't want to be the alternate. And then 24 comes around and Michael convinced me. So I said yes. And I don't know, it was the day or the 2 days before.
It was on a Monday, and the quarterfinals started either Wednesday or
I think
Thursday.
Wednesday the workouts were released. Thursday
Okay.
was when we started actually doing them.
Yeah.
And I say we because Michael got hurt.
Like hurt.
Like couldn't bend over. Actually, it's a pretty funny story. Not for him,
Very,
but
very
for me. So he called me on that Monday and was like, I think you're going to have to step in for me and do team quarterfinals. And I was like, that's hilarious, man. This
Was
really
it actually
funny.
April 1st?
It was April 1st.
Yeah. Yep.
April Fool's Day. And I was like, it's not funny. Like, I'm not ready for that. Don't do this to me. He's like, I'm not joking. And I was like, okay, well, I'm coming to the gym right now to see if you're actually hurt. Because he was like, I'm hurt at the gym. I can't stand up. I threw my back out. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So before I left my house, which I lived relatively close to the gym, I called Rachel Klausing, who is on the team and was on the team at the time. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And I could hear it in her voice right when she answered the phone. And she was like, Michael's actually hurt. Like, you got to get your things and like get ready to start. And I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now. Like, can you see that actually? Because the fear that set in on my body was so terrifying. I got to the gym 20 minutes later and he was still laying in the same position that he was in when he called me in.
Oh, man.
And he had a PT, Eric Broadworth, who works out of the gym. His Fuel Physical Therapy is out of 8th Day, and quick little shout out there. But he's like working on Michael, and he had another PT helping him. And I'm like, oh my God, this is real. Like, and I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I haven't even hung from a bar in like 6 months. Like, what am I gonna do? So then it felt like I've told this story a couple times. It's kind of funny. It felt like an old like Rocky Balboa scene where I like went down into my basement and like found the box of all my old gear and like blew the dust off of it. And like I could hear the music in the background. Like, oh shit, like I gotta do this again. And I had like 48 hours. I couldn't sleep at all. My wife was like, are you okay? Like she's a CrossFitter and you know, she was a big supporter when I was competing. She's like you're not gonna survive this weekend. I'm like, I don't need this from you right now. I need you to tell me I'm gonna be okay. And then
were you like kind of a little excited though?
Oh, I was so excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially like when the workouts were released and I was like, okay, I can like I'll be okay. I'll be able to hold my own at least in 5 of 6 of them or whatever, however many it was. And then the weekend went on and I did all right. There was a couple workouts where I was just like I just got blasted, just absolutely crushed. And then the team qualified for the in-person semifinals by 1 spot.
Well, yeah, when
Literally 1 spot.
after video review because we were
1 spot
31st
out
31st
Yeah.
and 30 went, and after video review, we got shuffled up.
We slid into 30, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
So,
I survived, and then I couldn't walk or like sit up out of bed for like 6 days.
so it made it really interesting at semifinals, because no one really expected much
Yeah.
out of us,
Yeah.
barely making it.
Yeah.
And so the way they do it, I don't know. There's probably 3 heats or so. I bet there's 3 heats.
There were 3.
There's 3 heats, and the worst teams. I mean, all the teams are good, but the lesser teams are in the first heat, and then in the second heat are the better teams, and then in the last heat are the best teams. And so then we were just obliterating teams from the first heat.
And I was
we
watching
got
from home at
tons
that
of
point. But
yeah.
Tons of
I was
camera
watching from
time.
home
There
like,
was
wow, they're doing
tons
great.
of camera time
Yeah.
they were showing us, and
Wow, they're coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They had a washed-up athlete
Which-
during quarterfinals. Somebody started juicing in the last 2 months or something.
Hit Uncle Rico.
Yeah, dude.
Tagging it.
Throw a mountain or a football over those mountains.
About a quarter mile.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was fun, and it was fun to jump back in. And
What was the
I don't know what started us down that path. but-
What was the workout? You're filling in.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You found out like a couple days before when
Yeah.
when you looked at all the workouts. Do you remember the one that was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Oh,
F,
yeah,
this is
absolutely.
gonna be the worst thing ever.
1,000%. Yeah, there's a front squat muscle up workout. Either that one or the toes to bar workout. But
well,
I would say
you guys did good. I mean, you did fine at front squat muscle up. It was just the toes bar was the only one.
Those toes-
where those
yeah.
kind of like burned out a little bit, just because you hadn't. I mean, you had.
Dude, I hadn't
It
been
was a
so-
total volume workout,
Yeah.
like a grip
It was
volume,
100
and you hadn't
toes.
been doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what
like
those
what
are?
you did was very impressive, but compared to the best teams in the world,
Yeah.
like that was the
Well, and
that was the worst event.
You also have to remember too, like, which is also what was frustrating was at that time I was only a year and a half removed from being in like world championship level conditioning. So in my brain, I'm thinking, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to break this workout up, and like this is how I would have done it a year and a half ago. And then I start, and it's like, just the wheels fell off, and I just had to hang on for dear life. But it was awesome still to be able to like compete with those guys, and they were great. I've competed with all 3 of those athletes before, so it was really cool to jump back in and try and hold my own for them.
In perspective, when you see, I kind of joke and say, Dylan is the stand-in for Thor in all the Marvel
Yeah,
movies.
it's pretty accurate. Yeah,
He's a massive human being. His dad was like a games athlete, right? He
world
did-
champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
banners hanging in the gym.
Yeah,
and stuff.
the genetic line of that family is quite insane.
Yeah, Mason too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yep.
I see him at BioLife these days.
Yeah,
Hey.
You have
That's
to pay extra for that
That's-
plasma.
yeah, that's awesome.
Did you guys know what any of those motions were that they were talking about there?
No, I have no idea what toes to bar is or.
I'm gonna guess. Can I guess on toes to bar? I'm gonna guess it's a pull-up bar,
Yeah,
and you have to use your core to get your toes all the way up and touch
yeah,
the bar.
yep.
That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
real.
It's pretty
awful.
spot on. Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of times. Usually,
Many
it's a
times.
lot of times.
Now,
Yeah.
how much like swinging is allowed? Like, are your feet allowed to
Anything you want to do.
go? Okay,
Yeah,
just
as,
gotta get
as
'em there.
much as physically possible. I mean, it's called a kip, so KIP. That is like the kipping motion, which is just a momentum motion to help with those movements. So those are done with toes to bar, pull-ups, bar muscle-ups. Like if you ever see like a gymnast do like a muscle-up on the rings, basically to get into like top support. That's what they do in order to get, that's that swinging motion. Yeah.
I bet a gymnast doesn't swing up there.
Yeah, probably not.
I bet they're really
They just
angry
do,
that
like,
you said
full
that.
strength.
If there's any actual gymnasts
Yeah,
listening to this.
whatever.
If you guys were to pick one motion that was the worst, the one you hated the most, can you pick one?
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
I talked about it this morning. I literally just talked about it with a member at the gym. I still coach on Tuesdays and at 8th Day, and I'm still within the community. And I was talking to one of our members, Bethany, and she was like, we were doing in class today, they were doing skiing and deadlifts. And those are like her two, I guess, Achilles heel movements. And she was like, what was yours? And I was like, it's so easy. Pistols, which is a
Oh,
a
yeah.
single
no.
leg
He
squat.
He would always get real grumpy.
Yeah, single leg
Or
squat.
refuse.
I mean, I had a bad right knee and a bad left ankle, and so like the movement just calls for a lot of strength in your single leg, movements, but then a ton of flexibility and mobility. And the knee was always bad and the ankle was always bad. So it was just a bad movement for me.
Yeah.
And Michael was always really good at them, and I just hated that.
It's always worse when someone's real good and you're real
Yeah,
bad.
and it's your teammate. Like, I mean, we spent a bajillion years competing together and a million hours together, and he would always just destroy me in those, and it was never fun to just get beat up. But
The close, like, harder cousin of the Bulgarian split squat.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I also hate those.
Yeah.
But at least you
Yeah,
have one foot
Exactly.
back
Yeah,
supporting.
so add balance
true.
and then add mobility with the front leg out, and yeah, it's just a tough movement. Yeah. What's yours, Michael?
Swimming.
We have some good swimming event history that we can talk about with Michael too.
Is there actually swimming in the CrossFit Games?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I had no idea.
it's
there
kind
was
of
swimming in
a sore subject, but
So I was very, very bad, and I worked really, really hard and got to the point where I was like sort of medium, basically. Just like Ryan said with pistols, only it's probably worse, is he's really good at swimming. So, like the first event in 21 was swim 500 meters. You swim that,
Is
and
it
then
out-
once
out and
both
back?
out and back, and when both male athletes are done, then you can progress to the kayak. And then same thing with that. I don't whatever the distance
kayak was
on the
all the way
kayak was.
across the lake though.
No,
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
Oh no, it wasn't.
I
You're
don't
right.
think so.
No, that was for the individuals. The
That was
individuals went all the way
They
across.
swam all the way across.
We
with fins.
went out and around
Out and
like
left
3
and-
pylons and then came
So
back.
anyway, so in that event, like Ryan, I don't know, sat down and ate lunch, waiting for me to finish the swim before he could progress to the kayak. You know, so
Yeah.
it's probably not far off.
Yeah.
And it probably was very easy for him to complete it at that pace.
Well, it didn't matter. Like I didn't have to go hard because I knew I
There's
would
no
get out of the
reason
water
to.
faster than Michael, and I would just wait. But there's just the competitive juices flow. 3, 2, 1, go. I was like, I want to keep up with this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So,
cool. But then the second year that we went, we got to do a pool event, which was really cool. So it was like
Sounds easier to control and keep people safe.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an echo bike
Yeah.
involved in
It
that
was a
one
ski
too?
erg actually.
ski erg.
Oh,
Yeah.
skier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That
it
was a
was like-
super so that just to flip it around the other way, that was one of my favorite events I've ever
Yeah,
done.
it
Like,
sticks out so much.
yeah,
That
so-
was so cool, and it was at the University of Madison, right, or Wisconsin? Madison,
I don't know,
You know,
somewhere
That's
with a
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Wisconsin at Madison. I don't know, but it was really really cool. They had ski ergs that were set up all on one side, and they had a ton of heats. Every athlete at the games that year actually did the same event, which was like one of the first times they've ever done that. And the teams, so each athlete was not limited by another athlete on the team. So like where in the first year we went, I had to wait for Michael to get out of the water before we could progress. This was swim a 50 meter down and back, get out of the water, and accumulate as many meters or a distance on the ski erg that you could. So like I could literally just blow the brakes
Just
off
hammer
like,
it,
as
yeah.
much as fast as I could go, which was really cool. That was a really really cool event.
By the way, bikers, feel free to redirect us if any of this is
Yeah.
not interesting at all.
Yeah.
So feel free to keep us on track. Like we could talk a lot
Yeah.
about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of the point of this thing.
Yeah, I know nothing about CrossFit, so
Valid.
I'm learning a lot. Like I
Valid.
thought CrossFit was only in like a gym setting. I had no idea they'd go to lakes or
Yeah.
have a pool event or anything like that.
I mean, yeah. Again, like I think there's a pretty big distinction between CrossFit as like a fitness program and wanting to be fit, because 99% of your fitness is going to be in a gym or running around the gym. And then when you get to the elite level of competing, that's when kind of the doors open and anything's kind of on the table for testing.
You guys kind of asked about like the path to the games, and it kind of goes where the Open, where like kind of like the U.S. Open for biking, right? Anyone can join. It's one of the only races you don't have to have points for. You can just sign up for pro and call it good and send it and hope for the best.
And hope a legit pro isn't behind you.
Yeah, there's that. But then it seems to be like, from my perspective as a mediocre at best CrossFitter, it starts off kind of the easiest exercise is the first one in the Open, and then it progressively gets harder. And then those athletes that qualify, like the top 10% or whatever, that move on to the semifinals, there's like a noticeable step up in the movements and the workouts. And then when you get to the next level from that, there's a noticeable step up. So it's always like progressing as you move up to where the event that I sent you guys, they're doing like multiple handstand push-ups to cross a certain area, and I can't even imagine doing a handstand push-up.
Yeah, I've tried. I could never do a single one.
You could, I bet.
Oh yeah.
With
You
the
can go
proper
through that.
coaching and
And training for a year at least.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think the easiest way to describe the path to the games would be just to break it into 4 sections, because it changes slightly every year, but it's always the open, which everybody can do. The movements are pretty basic and inviting for most. And then you go to quarterfinals, and quarterfinals is slightly harder, a little bit higher skill, heavier weights. And then the top athletes from that then qualify for semifinals. Semifinals is, essentially like semi-professional. And then if you get out of semifinals and you make it to the games, that's technically like the highest level or the professional athletes there.
And those teams come from all over the world.
Yep.
So like you're Australia, Norway, and you get these super teams that are built, and the individuals themselves. Like, it's pretty impressive. Like this whole weekend, the reason we timed this the way we did was the weekend coming up will be the CrossFit Games. 8th Day has a very good team in the CrossFit Games, and we want to draw attention to have people watch them because they in my opinion will do extremely well. It's a very well balanced team. They seem to work very well together, and like teamwork does matter in this. Like, you can't just throw a bunch of super athletes on a team and expect them to do well, because like certain things like the worm that we talked about earlier, like you got to work as a team and do it together in sync. A lot of the movements are synchronized, and like the team aspect is a big deal. And Michael here was the captain of the team, and one of the things that watching you guys, your team always looked in sync. Like the only other team that looks super in sync like that were like the CrossFit Mayhem teams that are known for being super in sync. But there's like, in any of the events where you guys had to synchronize stuff, you would just dominate other teams because it looked so crisp, and there was so much. You could tell you guys spent so much time working on that aspect of the event.
Mm-hmm. I would argue that we were nowhere near, like when I competed, we took 14th place in the world, and then we took 10th place in the world. That was 21 and 22. And I would argue that we were not as fit as we were as good as a team, if that makes sense. So like our fitness was obviously good enough to get us to the games, but it's not our fitness that allowed us to do as well as we did. It was always the teamwork aspect of it and the relationship that the 4 of us had within that team for those 2 years that made us as successful as we were, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we put a lot of, like you're saying, some of those super teams that assemble from other countries and whatever, they'll come together for maybe a few weeks or something, but we had the benefit of, Ryan and I train together every day, and a lot of times our other teammates would train with us as well, Heather and Zoe. And
Hi, Zoe and Heather.
Hi, Zoe and Heather.
They'll probably listen.
Michael's wife.
Zoe's
Heather's my wife.
Zoe's a big shot now at Mayhem.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Big shot. So anyway, like you get to know each other, and you don't have to talk as much like when you're out there. Like you just know, and also when you trust each other, like you're less scared to make adjustments on the fly, I guess. You're not gonna like offend someone. Like, I don't know, if I had no issues ever like just telling Ryan to do more stuff or do less stuff, depending on how the workout was going. And I knew that he wasn't going to take that personal. Like, it's just what needed to be done in the moment, So, like, I always thought, even in the workout, making adjustments on the fly, I always thought we were pretty good at.
So you say, like, other teams from different countries, like, they make a super team. They come together.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you guys do any type of recruiting or something? Or is it just everyone from Grand Rapids is just happens to be that good?
So I was originally at a different gym. When I started CrossFit in 2014, I was at a smaller gym in Grand Rapids, CrossFit Grand Rapids, and I always looked at 8th Day as like the super gym because they were always going to regionals, and I was always wanting to go to regionals, and I didn't, I wasn't good enough to qualify at the time as an individual, and so team was like what I wanted to do. So eventually I left that gym to then compete for 8th Day. Still intercity though, like it's not like we're pulling somebody from Florida to come up and hang out with us. So we had the 3 of us at the time, Michael and Heather and myself, And we kind of recruited, but like not really. It was Zoe came from Three Rivers, which is about an hour away, and we just kind of knew of her. We didn't really know her, but we knew of her through just like the Grand Rapids or West Michigan CrossFit community.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, come on up on a Saturday or it was a Friday or whatever, and come
We
do
had
a couple
few
workouts
people.
with us.
There's a few people that came
Yeah,
out.
yeah, there was. I think 3 different girls that came up, and we all worked out for a day, and we wrote very specific workouts to kind of see what they could do and if they could hang. And Zoe was awesome, and it was honestly like the 4 of us to this day. It's kind of like a second family. Like they're like some of my best friends, and the best athletic years of my life were spent with them. I mean, literally like thousands of hours with those guys, and it's a pretty special relationship. Even to this, 3 years more removed, and it still gives me goosebumps talking about those times.
So you say like 8th Day Gym is like the top tier gym around Grand Rapids areas.
Yeah, by a mile.
So like, do you have to qualify to get in the 8th day, or can anyone just join?
Oh, no.
It's not like you work your way up from a lower gym to a higher gym.
No. So this is where the distinction kind of comes back in of competing athletes and just doing it as a fitness, as a fitness regimen. Like the doors for 8th Day are open to literally anybody. I mean, we have members that are. I had a little girl in my class this morning who was 11, and then we have members in their 70s. And every type of athlete and athletic ability and fitness level that you could imagine is within the doors of 8th Day.
Even in the same class, like I'll hop in a class with Jane Elzinga in the class.
That's what I was thinking.
You know,
Like the
yeah.
Elzinga family
Yeah.
as
And
a whole
that's
are great.
that's the cool part about CrossFit is like we're gonna do the same workout, but we're not gonna do the same. I'm gonna do different weights, and maybe I'm gonna do muscle ups in the workout, which is like a high skill gymnastics movement, and maybe
Impossible.
not impossible. And then maybe Jane's gonna do ring rows for that, ring rows and push-ups or something. So you're trying to get a stimulus that matches your current ability and get similar stimulus.
Yeah, the term a lot of the time used is infinitely scalable. So any movement and any workout can be scaled down or up depending on the fitness level of that athlete. So but when it comes to competing, like that's a little bit different of a story, because then it's kind of it's a whole different animal. The team is pretty hand selected for the 4 that are going to represent the team, in competition, and
because
it's
again, you got to get all
clear.
those hours together. Like it's not going to help the team it doesn't help me to do synchro squats with Jane Elzinga. It doesn't help the team.
Jane
do
is
that.
one of our
She's the
grandma
gym mom.
members. Like she's like one of the gym grandmas.
She's the best.
The best.
Yeah. So we can like hop in a class together and get good workouts.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to, like we're saying, all those reps together like helps. So you want to be with the people you're going to compete with as much as possible.
I mean, one of my favorite things about 8th Day are like the fun one-off like competition things that we do. Like I got talked into DeathCon like the day before last year, and all I did was all the cardio stuff for my team. I got recruited by a guy coming in, Connor from California, and a guy from Three Rivers, and another guy from South Bend, and like we're all really strong, and I'm like, I'm really not.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't like doing cardio. And I was like, I do. And we did pretty well. And what that is like it's like the Margie Jessic of CrossFit workouts. It's like
It's a good analogy.
The what of the what?
Michael doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
I do.
It's the hardest point-to-point single mountain bike race, and it's in the UP, and it comes up on all of our episodes, kind of.
Okay.
We've all kind of done it, and it's awfulness, and that's how DeathCon was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was sore for like 4 days after. Like it was awful. Like the first event was like assembling a barbell, doing a whole bunch of deadlifts as a team, like 200 or something, and then running with all the parts of the barbell, like I think it was a half a mile, assembling the barbell and running it back as a team, and then doing like 200 more deadlifts, and then like you go to the next event, and it's like it's 12 hours of that.
Yeah.
Well, we did pretty well, and I think we were like 6.5 hours.
Okay.
We weren't one of the top teams, but I think we were like around 6 or something.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, within CrossFit too, and I mean DeathCon I would say is more like endurance CrossFit.
It's
if
awfulness.
There's like such a thing, but yeah, I mean there are levels of like competition and events that all levels of athletes of athletic abilities can do. So there are like beginner competitions for a single day where there's 3 events in a day. Like gyms will hold those, and then there are multiple day competitions, but they're more local and they're not as competitive, but they're still like kind of a big deal. And then you start gaining the ranks of competitive fitness. And yeah.
Our last guest from Thursday used to be like super good friends with Michael's brother,
Oh,
and he actually is doing coaching at Luminary.
oh, sweet.
So we were talking about Luminate the Day a little bit.
Yeah,
I
another
think I
like
edited
local
a
comp.
chunk out
Yeah.
of that, but
Yeah.
I love the idea of scaled CrossFit competition.
Yeah, I mean, it like truthfully like is an opportunity for an athlete who's not looking to be like, top tier or whatever, and just do like a fun single day competition and get that taste of like competitive CrossFit and have fun with their buddies and
Yeah,
it.
and also it just adds to your daily fitness too to have.
Totally.
There's not everyone is like this, but some people just they work better, they operate better when they have an end goal. If they know they're gonna, and for some people it's the open. They just that's gonna be their one thing of the year, and some people do a few local things, and having something a couple times a year kind of helps push the training and make it maybe more meaningful to them. And
it'd be similar to like Barry, right?
Yeah.
Like you have riders that go out and Barry and they're professional or like climbing the ranks of being a very, very good rider, and they go out and blow the doors off and they send it, right? And then you have people like me that go out on a hardtail and pedal really fast and try really hard and have a good time and check the box of doing it, and it's that's fun.
He didn't see us, Kel and I asked earlier. He saw us cheering him on the top of the
I
second
think I was
sister.
like blacking out at that point, but
Next year we're doing a gear check. So like when it's cold in the morning and then
Yeah.
you got to climb that hill, and about
Yeah.
halfway up that hill you're like, man, I overdressed. We're gonna make a gear check with the podcast and take it to the
oh, nice.
finish line.
That'd be cool.
Our secret plan is to make little business cards and stick in everyone's pockets.
Yeah,
Stickers.
yeah, yeah.
They get home and be like, hey, what's this?
Yeah. So it's similar to that. Like you have local races that a lot of different types of bikers will do, and then you have same thing like in CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're beginner, your sport, you're
Mhm.
advanced. And like one thing that the gym does that's one of my favorite events of the year is the Infinity Cup, because it's just an event you sign up for, and then they have a draft, like a fantasy draft, and they pick a team, and there's a trophy, and we get cool colored shirts, and it's just fun. And we do the open workouts, and you accumulate points for your team, and like you just try to help out at our level.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Michael like basically ran that, so he can kind of give a brief summary of what the Infinity Cup is.
I mean, it's just like
Fun with a capital F.
it's fantasy football, but for CrossFit. Like we have a few captains, and we have like a secret draft where the results don't get they don't get released to the
Do you
members.
guys drink
but-
beer or protein shakes while you're drafting?
I'm actually, to be honest, I'm pretty surprised. I love that you grabbed 4 PBRs and walked up, and I was like, oh, he got us beers. And then he got up here and he just put them all in front of himself, and I was like, all right, cool, I didn't get any beer.
I asked you if you wanted beer in line.
I'm just
You
kidding.
said
I'm just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I love it.
You
I
can't.
drink beer.
And bourbon.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's shout out to your
Yeah,
podcast.
It's 6 feet under, but yeah.
It could come back.
It was called Bourbon and Balance. Yeah.
It could come back.
Maybe we have some cross listeners on the platform. Just kidding.
So 2 things really stand out to me about you guys and impress the hell out of me. Number 1 is how well-rounded you both are. I mean, I was following you guys for a good bit on the trail, and number 1, fear is not a problem. Like, you're pointing that front wheel into anything, and I got to back up a little bit because you guys rode around 10 miles.
Yeah, I
right?
made them ride because they've made me do terrible things at the gym. And I wanted to have a little bit of satisfaction
Yeah.
of not sucking.
Yep. So around 10 miles at Cannonsburg, which if you're going to take someone mountain biking, is not the place that you take someone mountain biking.
Our moving average was 9.9. I will say that. So that was rather impressive for a moving
Is
average.
that good? I don't know if that's good.
I mean, it's good for people that don't ride here very often. Like
Yeah.
8.5, I would say, is the usual like beginner average
That's
for
cool.
moving average.
Sweet.
And there's a
Nice.
lot of tricky little bits here that like are kind of freaky.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you said
A
it
lot of sand.
best. It's not the roots, it's not the weird stuff, it's the drop-offs.
Yes, yes. That's what it. At first, it was the trees. I'll say at first, but then you get used to it, and then especially going downhill, and there's not, there's not like a bank you can use to make the turn. It's just it's a long way down. Like it would be bad if you went off the side, and that one didn't go away. The trees went away. But that one didn't go away. I took it a little easier around those. But yeah.
You exponentially got better as we kept riding, though. Like
Yeah.
it was noticeable improvement from everyone. Like we started out pretty casual paced, and like I gave them some tips in the parking lot, and we went out and like I tried to make a route that wasn't the worst route. It was kind of the most smile per mile that we could do.
Nice.
At
I like that.
Cannonsburg.
That's nice.
And just everyone kept improving. Like we'd stop and regroup, and I'd sit and maybe give a tip or two of like how this could be more comfortable or what you could do to kind of just feel more at home on the bike with like body position or whatever. And by the end of it, we were moving pretty good.
Yeah.
Doing like kind of the climbiest part of the whole trail.
I was mentally ready to be very bad compared to everyone. Because even compared to normal people, I'm probably, but at least when I went before, which was a few years ago, like very bad. And so I was like, I'm going to just try it. I don't know. I want to get better. I don't like being bad at stuff.
I will say so there was was it 22? Was it the second year that we went? Where there was like
Yeah, I think so. I think
there
it
was like
the
a
second
sneak
year.
peek or like what do they call
We
those?
were told that we were going to have to do a bike
Yeah.
of some kind. I don't remember how
well,
much
they like
information
released
we
a
had.
picture of like the front end of like a bike. And we
Yeah,
were
that
like,
could be.
Those aren't road bike tires. Those look like mountain bike tires. So we were like, okay, let's get on mountain bikes.
Madison, the home of Trek mountain bikes.
So so we went out once or twice. I think Michael
we
out
went.
twice,
I think the second time I went was after the games.
Okay.
For funsies.
yeah. But the first time that we
first
ever
time-
like rode together, I was like, oh man, Michael's got to get out a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a little,
And it's
little
tough
tentative.
because it's so close to the games. It's like, and I know so many people that have got like like everyone has some kind of a horror story about getting hurt.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair?
It's pretty easy to do on a mountain bike.
Yeah. And so it's like we're a couple weeks out from the games or whatever.
Yeah,
We're
and we're
probably
like-
less than 2. It's like this
Yeah.
would be a really bad time.
8 months into a
You know.
season,
So,
thousands of hours, and
eh,
it's like, man, one of those steep drop offs at Cannonsburg, and there goes your season. You're not going to the games.
And honestly, that might be why today, like, I wasn't as afraid,
That's a good point.
because I don't have anything on the line right now, I mean, you
Yeah, I got
you don't want to
nothing,
get
man.
hurt, but
Life,
It's not bad.
I got nothing anymore. Said, I don't care.
I don't know,
I don't
like,
care if I fall.
I can hold
Yeah.
my kid with one arm.
anyway,
that's a good point,
So, yeah, I didn't have that fear of holding a team back.
You
at
impressed
the
me though
CrossFit
today.
Games.
You did. I mean, significantly better than the last time we rode together.
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
You guys had your fancy waveform Trek helmets on too that are like
Yeah,
$300 helmets.
we looked really.
Are they
cool.
actually?
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know.
super expensive.
Oh, nice.
I actually had. So I did the Grand Fondo a couple weeks ago, and I had a couple riders there like, "Where'd you get that helmet? Like, is that your last name on it?" And I was like, "It is."
Did you
actually."
tell them? I bet you
Have
love
you ever heard
telling
of
them.
CrossFit?
Let me
Come
tell
here.
you about it.
Come over here. I want to blab about it for an hour or two.
I want to shake your hand.
Yeah. I want to shake your hand. Good one.
So the versatility of a CrossFit athlete has really impressed me. You guys crushed it today.
Thanks.
And then the second piece that I think is awesome about your sport is you don't need a venue. Like there's venues all over the country, all over the world that exist, and you guys can compete in the same event.
Yeah.
Like that, for us, we have to travel to Europe if you want to do a World Cup downhill race.
Oh, that's interesting to say. Yeah.
That ain't
I guess I
happening.
haven't thought about that.
However, if you want to compete in a world-class CrossFit event, it sounds like you can do so with judges and a video camera.
Yeah, like world class. I think you're at kind of a specific location and venue.
Okay.
like for the years that we competed, it was in Madison, Wisconsin, which like for years was like the home of the CrossFit Games after it moved from Carson, California. Now, like, I agree with you though, because really there were 6 of the 12 events in one of the years that were held in the Coliseum, which is just a big like Van Andel style venue. Obviously
there's not anything like special
yeah,
about it.
there's a pull-up rig, and there are implements that are brought out onto the floor, rowers and barbells and whatever. But it is just
you can
kind of
build that anywhere, you know. Like they
yeah.
do an event called the Fresh Coast Games in Muskegon, which was just a few weeks ago. They do it on the beach. You just build a rig, and here's your CrossFit event.
Yeah, and like
know?
the combinations of tests that you can provide based off of that are endless.
And some of the qualifiers that average Joes can get into, you can do that at your home gym.
Just at your
right?
gym. Yeah.
Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, like
earlier?
the Open,
Okay.
the 3 workouts in the 3 weeks, the first stage of competition, every gym in the world, every CrossFit gym in the world has the ability to do those 3 workouts. So yeah, it's extremely versatile in terms of like, being able to do CrossFit wherever. I do CrossFit, in my garage, and I have minimal equipment, and you just write up a funky workout and hit 3, 2, 1, go.
If you guys would have showed up yesterday, we were going to do it in Kellen's front yard with one dumbbell.
and that's a gnarly workout too.
Yeah.
It looked gnarly. I didn't do it because I didn't do the Infinity this year.
Okay.
But yeah, just for like the listeners at home, it was hanging dumbbell snatches. So it's like basically it's at the bottom of hanging on your arm, and you lift it up overhead, and it was like you started with 3, and then you did 3 burpees over said barbell, and then you had to do a bunch of walking lunges. And then the next round you had to do 6 of each in walking lunges, and then 9 of each, and it just kept accumulating to terribleness.
It's one of those sneaky workouts. It's like, oh, that's not so bad, and then all of a sudden you're doing sets of 21 burpees, and
It's
then
like
it's
the
like,
longest 12
is,
minutes of your life,
This is,
or however long it was.
15.
Yeah.
15,
Yeah.
Yep. So
But all we would have needed to do it was one. I was gonna have these guys do 35-pound dumbbells because
That would have been perfect.
so they wouldn't get
Yep.
injured with a 50-pound. Like the standard for that workout for the games, like if you're trying to qualify for the Open, is a 50-pound dumbbell for men, which is pretty darn heavy if you're not used to doing it.
Yeah.
But 35 pounds manageable for anyone, and you can do the same exact workout. And really, the burpees is what's gonna get you.
yep.
Yeah, and it just compounds.
And the
Like,
lunges. Like,
yeah.
I did, Ryan, I should send you the workout, actually. I made a CrossFit workout, building one for Luton with just the green
sweet.
loop at Luton.
Sweet.
So every time you just check back into the grass field by the bathrooms, and it's like a compounding set of, I think, 4 exercises.
I love it.
And it's like lunges, squats, burpees, and something else. And
Yeah.
it just doubles every time.
That's cool.
And you have to do, it ended up being like a 45-minute workout. Like
I love it.
Yeah.
A little bit more endurance, but
Yeah. More like stuff that would help me for
Yeah.
biking. But it was, I couldn't believe how sore my legs were.
So do you guys know the name Rich Froning? Have you heard that before? Have you heard of him before?
I have not, no.
It
No.
sounds familiar.
It's so wild.
but-
It's so wild to say that, and everybody like, no, I don't know who that is.
I do.
Yeah. So he was like the individual world champion for 4 years in a row, and then he went on to lead a team like 5 or 6 years in a row to win. He's probably the most decorated, or one of the top 3 most decorated athletes in the sport. And after he was done competing, he got into mountain biking and like more endurance style stuff. So he did, what's the one out west that he did?
Leadville.
Yeah, Leadville. He did the Leadville 100. So he did this big like training cycle and videos, and it was really cool. But like in a lot of his training, he would do like a loop at his house, which he's got a bunch of property. So he would go and ride a loop that was probably like a 15-mile loop, and he'd come into his gym, his barn gym, which is insane, and he'd do like a bunch of bench press and like a bunch of like curls and stuff, and then get back on his bike and go do another 15 miles. And he would do that for so you can make a CrossFit workout out of literally anything. It's pretty cool.
On Pink Bike, they have the Fit for Racing training videos that have like 2 downhill World Cup riders that are like big burly dudes that like probably are pretty competitive and like other things, and then they have this other guy who's like super famous, Danny Hart, who kind of looks like a hobbit. He's probably a
Dude,
buck
he's
15.
He's your average idiot walking the street.
Really?
He's super fast on a bike,
Yeah.
but he's got a gnarly accent and he looks like a hobbit.
missing some teeth.
But he's doing the workouts and like it's fun to watch because he's doing them with like a bar with like wooden spacers.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he has no weight on the bar. He's
Yeah.
just like doing it and he's like fighting through it. But like there was a noticeable improvement in his riding from doing these like
Yeah.
fit for racing videos. And there's a whole bunch of the workouts that I'll do by myself at home to like the number one thing that's like improved my mountain biking in the last like 5 years has been going to the gym,
Yeah.
doing these workouts where I can concentrate on skills and handling when I'm on the trail. And I'm never out on the trail trying to get a workout. Like sometimes I'll try to go for a hot lap and get a fast time, but I'm not doing it for training.
Sure.
I do that when I'm in the gym with you guys instead of doing it out there, and
I
it
mean-
makes it more enjoyable to me.
Name a sport that you wouldn't get better at by being more well-rounded fit. Like your fitness level improves. Is there a sport out there that would not allow you to be better at that sport if you were more fit?
Competitive eating.
I mean, Joey Chestnut's kind of jacked.
We all saw him
He
take down
sucks
that
those glizzies
protester.
down
Yeah.
fast.
You can't eat like
But
that
good
without
point.
training.
I mean, you know, so like I was a hockey player growing up and a lacrosse player, and like I remember the first time, like very vividly, getting back on the ice after like 2 years of not being on the ice. But those 2 years I did CrossFit, and it was like the first 2 years that I did CrossFit. So there was a lot of low-hanging fruit and a lot of fitness to be gained. But I remember getting on the ice and being like, "Holy cow! Why didn't I do this sooner?" Like I feel like a completely different athlete. And now I'm a big golfer, and like golf for me is like the fitness translates so well into really any sport. I would make that argument.
The 8th Day hockey team is like got to be the most intimidating team on the ice.
Yeah, I mean we were kind of we won the championship last year, so no big deal.
Yeah, I mean you're a large
Sunday night men's league.
you're a large dude and you're not the largest on the team.
It's true. It's very
It's like
true.
a team of enforcers.
There's also like 6 police officers on the team too, so that's it's pretty fun. Team.
I have that on my list of things to ask
It's a
about.
pretty fun team.
What were the two like enforcers on the Mighty Ducks team? You remember that movie?
Bash
That-
Brothers.
That's just what I'm imagining. It's
Yeah,
all you
Bash
guys being the
Brothers.
Bash Brothers.
Yeah.
Basically, it's when I see
Yeah.
the picture, that's what I think of.
But then we also have like a bunch of guys that like 2 years ago were playing like D3 hockey, and they're like all like still 21, 22, 23-year-old kids. And they're just crushing it. So they help us. They carry us old guys quite a bit.
We're an hour in right now, and I still have to ask Michael about the Spartan race that he did at Cannonsburg
Oh, yeah.
here a couple days ago. How'd that go? What distance did you do?
I did the 10K. Is the second one that I've done. I did it
Team or individual?
by myself. Yep. Do they do teams? I didn't
Yeah.
even know they do teams.
I got asked to be on a team, so I assume they do teams.
How does
Don't,
it- what does
don't
that
even
mean?
look at me. Don't even
It's just an alternate.
think about it.
You could be an alternate.
I'm not tapping in for that. Never again.
So I did one 2 years ago at Millennium Park. This one was way harder. Way harder. I mean, most of the obstacles were the same, if not all of them, probably. But it was just the elevation. Like the very first thing, you start at the bottom of that hill, one of the hills, and you just run up the hill. And like that's the first thing
at
that happens.
Cannonsburg Ski Area.
Yes,
Yeah.
at Cannonsburg. Yeah, and then it's 10K worth of running and the obstacles, and it was fun though. I was ready for it to be done at the end for
Is
sure.
it-
Like,
Is it 10K of running all at once, or is it run so far, do an obstacle, run so far?
yeah, the obstacles are scattered throughout. Sometimes there's like big periods of time where you're running through the woods without any obstacles.
There's
But
trees
even
and
that-
stuff down, right?
I was just gonna say, even that, like sometimes it was kind of like the bike paths, which were really smooth, and then sometimes it was just like haphazardly cut, like intentionally, where you have to kind of like go through some brush or something like that, you know. And so the areas where there'll be a bunch of obstacles in a row, you know. So it was good. I really enjoyed it.
How did you do? How did you place?
I placed second in my age group and
Wow.
This CrossFit thing really
It
works.
really translates.
Brian, we need
Even
to
into Spartan racing.
we need to make our own event. Like carry these 5 buckets of dirt to this landing as part of an event for us. Why haven't we
Is that
thought
for-
about this
I like
before?
it.
for building,
Yeah.
for building trail building,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got these rocks here. I don't need them there.
Yeah. And I'll also say, Brian, you said that you didn't want to get wet a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah.
It was hardly any. You could have definitely done it. Are
Didn't
you not
like,
much of a
have
runner?
to go underwater at some point?
At some point. It's like barely at
Is
all.
that-
It's barely at all.
Wait, I'm confused.
There's like one spot, I think, where there's like a berm and you kind of maybe there's a couple berms that you kind of went through some shallow mud.
I saw people jumping
And
into
then-
giant puddles.
Yeah,
and
I
going
thought
up.
they had to like go all the way underwater at some point.
Okay, there's one
Okay,
obstacle.
see, yeah.
Hang on.
See how he does
there's
this?
one
He baits
obstacle.
you. It won't be that much running. We'll have fun.
I'm actually really good at doing this with Ryan.
Yeah.
Right? Talking into something.
Daniel
Worst.
Musto-ish.
So there's a wall that's water level, but the water was at most chest high, maybe even waist high, between waist and chest high, and so you can go all the way up to the wall and just duck your head under and then pop out on the other side.
So
Whereas
fully,
at
fully submerged is what he's saying.
Oh,
Over
okay,
balls
but at
deep
Millennium-
is fully submerged.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At
exactly.
Millennium, though, it was a deep hole. Like, you jumped in and you went all the way under, whereas this was much shallower. It really wasn't a big deal. Yeah, you have to go under for a second. But
It's funny because, like, I get crap from a whole lot of people about not doing it. And they're like, oh, you don't like running. And I'm like, I still
do
run.
you not like running? I don't
mean,
actually know this.
I don't like running, but I still run under a 6-minute mile, like, pretty easily.
Okay.
And, like, I was, like, in the mid-4s in high school. So, like,
Jeez,
6
okay.
is slow to me. Like,
That's flying.
we timed it during COVID at the gym, and I got, like, a 6:15. I was, like, first time I had ever ran over a 6-minute mile in my life. And I was super angry about the whole thing.
That's cruising.
But then, like, I'm a good swimmer, but I don't like triathlons.
Yeah.
I really enjoy riding my bicycle. But, like, my friend Brant, he did the race. He did the 5K. He was trying to get me to do it. And he, like, he's like, if I put this rope up, can you climb it? I'm like, yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, then why won't you do it? He's like, can you do the monkey bars and the rings? I'm like, yeah, no problem. He's like, why aren't you doing this race? I'm
Yeah.
like, because I don't want to pay to do it.
I don't want to get wet.
Yeah, I don't want to get wet.
I don't want to go underwater. But you don't really go underwater.
You just
I
dive
didn't
in.
Yeah,
say
you
you
just, like,
don't go underwater.
Just
I
go
just said there's
under
not that
completely.
much.
You said you don't get that wet.
You'll stay completely dry. You just gotta go under once.
If
I heard that
If you run fast enough, you dry off really quick.
I heard the barbed wire up the hill is one of the
That was very-
less fun things.
Yeah. Yes. It was because it's not like gimmicky barbed wire. As far as like, it's not just like you have to get really low, and they didn't. It's intentionally like the grass isn't cut. Like you're going through
It's not
tall
pro wrestling
grass.
stuff.
You have to get very low to the ground, and there's no.
there's probably a lot of bugs, dude.
Yeah, what's
I was
worse?
gonna say,
What's
it's
worse,
Big
the
Bill
barbed
USA.
I really don't like bugs.
You
so.
really
Do you have
don't
Lyme
like bugs.
disease now?
I don't like bugs.
barbed wire followed by the tick pole.
Mosquitoes and ticks and
That was probably
bees.
the thing most people complain about, and for me it was kind of a rest from going up the hill. Like I just kind of liked taking some of the pressure off my legs for a little bit and just use some different body parts. So I didn't mind it, but yeah, it was, I could see where a lot of people would not like that.
And you're just completely off topic, right? You're an ex-college football player and used to play against old host Kyle Klein. You guys played the same years on rival teams, and he was a running back and you were a linebacker, right?
I'm trying to remember what school did he go to?
Albion.
Yeah.
Albion. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, his 1 year he like led the league in rushing or something, and
Dang.
then got a new coach and then sat on the bench for 2 years.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
He was real excited because his wife went to the gym for a while, and like her and I did the Infinity Cup together and stuff. But
Okay.
he was always all stoked about it. I almost asked him if he wanted to come in today because I mean he's always busy unless he wants to do something.
Nice.
And
I
this
like
might be
that.
something to get him out of the house.
I like this.
Oh, now that you're both retired from the games,
Mm-hmm.
what are your current things you're doing? You do real estate, right?
I do. Yeah.
You always have fancy houses on your real
Subtle
estate.
plug. No, yeah. After competing, I knew that my wife and I were going to start a family. So it was like, I mean, competing in CrossFit is fully consuming. I mean, that was our job for the years that we did it. So yeah, we started a family and I got into real estate, and that's kind of my full time now. We have 2 little girls, and I golf a lot.
Oh,
I
you should
golf a
join
lot,
our
and
golf outing.
Sure,
August
Yes.
22nd, Boulder Creek.
let's do it. Send me the deets.
Yep.
But I golf, and I actually ride bikes a lot now.
Well, real estate agents have to ride bikes. I think of
Networking.
all the people you saw me say hi to, I would say a solid 3/4 of them were real estate
Really?
agents.
I love
yeah.
it. Yeah, I do a lot
Oh, that's
more
interesting.
like road bike stuff now.
You can sell more houses on a mountain bike.
But yeah, I mean,
Ask Mark
I had a
Deering.
lot of fun today. I haven't been on a trail in like 2 years or so it was a good time today. Yeah.
And Michael, what's you've recently changed life. You had a new kid.
A lot of life changes, yeah, in the last half year or so. Well, it's coming up on a year. But we moved to Wayland in the fall and had a baby girl who's between 8 and 9 months. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. I think that's pretty accurate.
Not a chance.
It depends on the release date.
No, that's true.
It depends on the-
I don't know, she might every once in a while.
Well, her old teammate's on it, so she probably wants to
that
hear
helps. That helps the
She wants to
chances.
hear my voice for a little bit.
Sure.
It depends on the
For
release
sure.
date of when I release it. So you're just being safe of when I release the podcast.
Yeah.
So currently I am running hybrid classes out of, it's called MEF Fieldhouse in Caledonia. So it's kind of like in between CrossFit and High Rocks. So group classes there, and then I just got the concrete poured around my barn at my house, and I've been doing some like personal training out of there and small group stuff. So those are kind of two things I have going, and like I don't think I'll ever stop competing in something. So the current thing is High Rocks. So I have a High Rocks in October.
What is High
Yeah.
Rocks?
What, do you want to?
Oh gosh,
Okay.
here we go. Do we have to?
Is this like asking someone what veganism is?
No.
It's almost like a subset of CrossFit, where like High Rocks people like to talk about High Rocks.
Well, I mean, no more than CrossFit people
No,
like
yeah.
to talk about CrossFit.
Yeah, I agree.
My girlfriend has asked about it.
Okay, here it is.
Go.
It is so unlike CrossFit, it is the same event every time. So it's not different all the time. There are many elements, but it's 8 1K runs, so 1,000-meter runs, and after each run there's a station. We'll call it a station. I think they might call it a workout. They call it a workout or an event. I don't remember what they call it, but it's basically a station, right? So you run 1K, and then you
Ski.
ski 1,000 meters, then you run 1K, then you push a heavy sled, and then it's pull a heavy sled, and then it's burpee broad jumps, row 1,000 meters, then it is a farmer carry, and then it is sandbag lunges, and then it's 100 wall balls at the end. So, and it's like, if you're really, really, really fast, it's under an hour, all the way up to probably most people are closer to, I don't know, between an hour and a half and 2 hours or something like that.
I'm intrigued.
You know?
Other than the wall ball, you had me until wall balls.
Well, you just need a partner that's good at wall balls then.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
partner workout?
It can be. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be. So Ryan and I did one together.
Yeah.
We did Las Vegas in February.
Say all those things I would say I'm above average in until you said wall ball.
Yeah. I mean,
and I
for
am
the run-
below average.
I bet honestly though, you're probably good compared. I mean, you do them probably a lot more than someone whose, main thing is just running. Like I bet you're set up to do.
Yeah, for sure.
You might not. I don't know this, but like according to you, you might not be good compared to other people at 8th Day Gym, but I bet that you're above average at least compared to the general population. That would be my assumption.
But the general population isn't competing.
Well, within
And I hate losing.
within High Rocks too, there's a bunch of different, just like CrossFit, there's a bunch of different like tiers that you can compete in. So there's like a pro level. There are
So you'd actually only be doing 14 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do
In the
those all
open,
day.
in the open
Yeah.
division, 14 pounds.
Yeah.
It
and then
seems to be
yeah.
that the 14 are fine and the 20 are...
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
very
individual,
good.
there's teams, there's
Uh-oh.
mixed sex.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I might have found something to do this winter.
There we go.
And where do they happen? All
All
over
over.
the country?
All over.
Michael's barn.
My barn. Yeah. Yeah. So I think the closest, all over the world, but like the closest one to here would be Chicago, which they do once or maybe twice a year. They did twice this year because the World Championships are there. But typically a place will host once a year. So you probably will have to travel to one. And also they sell out within minutes of release. So you have to be really on top of it to get into one without some shenanigans or, trying to find some that someone dropped or being on a wait list or something like that.
You're not scalping a high rock entry on the
maybe.
sidewalk before.
They do sell out very fast.
Very fast, yeah.
If you got an injury on your team, let me know.
They're cool. I think you would enjoy it,
I could
Brian.
come in.
You would like it.
They haven't released Chicago. So the Chicago is in November, and I think they have yet to release those. So
Is yours
keep
coming
an eye
up?
out.
When is this next one?
I'm doing Toronto in October, so it's not for a little bit yet.
Yeah, you got time
You got potential as
What
a
do I have
mountain
time
bike
for?
racer.
to get better,
I have time to get in shape.
to get faster.
Time to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got potential as a mountain bike racer if you ever get into that, or maybe you do the Barry with Ryan next year.
Yeah, I've been trying. I tried to get him to do the Fondo with us this year, and he
Stupid.
wouldn't do
Fondo's
it.
long.
It's stupid.
Oh, it was so fun.
Fondo's
It
long.
was so much fun.
The race isn't, to clarify, the race isn't stupid.
He's
it would be
sour.
stupid for me to do it with Ryan because I would see him for 5 minutes and then.
What if I
would
made a pinky promise to stay with you the whole time?
Then you wouldn't even have fun.
If you rode a
I
road
would have
bike,
a lot of fun.
You would not have fun.
What
There
if
you
we
go.
get him a tandem?
you ride
Yes. Find me a tandem
people
road
do
bike,
that?
and
Yes.
I will do it with
Oh, yeah.
Michael.
I will not.
He will.
You could
Uninterested.
If you rode the road bike and he rode the mountain bike, you'd beat him. Like there's no, it's not,
Oh, yeah.
it's not competitive
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point. Like the difference between a road, like all the different bikes are different. Like today, Michael rode my Fuelie X.
It was very nice.
Yeah,
Very loud.
it had loud hub. I put him on a bike that would
sounds-
give him some confidence
Like
because
such a rookie.
he was
Michael's loud.
slightly
Is it broken?
slightly intimidated by the thought of mountain biking.
I told him
and
ahead
dying.
of time, if we're going to do this, if you want me to do this, I need a bike and I need a personal attendant to ride with me the whole time. I think I said that a couple times.
Yeah.
It ended up being okay.
It was
but
awesome.
I was only half joking when I said that originally.
But I put him on something that would give him a little confidence, like a trail bike instead of like an XC type bike, just because I knew
What
he had
is that?
fitness.
What's it? XC?
Cross country.
Okay.
So like Ryan was on more of a cross country bike that pedals easier, but like the confidence level that you would have descending on a trail bike is so much higher,
Yeah.
and then the pedal efficiency that he has on a hardtail is going to be quite a bit better, especially with the
They
tires.
kind of
he
like
had.
balanced out a little bit. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
like he didn't have super knobby tires. You had a knobbier front tire to deal with the sand. The geometry's totally different. One's full suspension, so power transfer. One of them's hardtail, so it would even out between the two of you quite a bit. Where Ryan's ridden bikes a lot more.
You got a 14-pound ball. Ryan got a 20-pound ball.
Damn.
Wow.
That pisses him off.
I mean, okay, but
Makes
he
him
wore
mad.
gloves, so it's not really fair, right?
My hands sweat a lot. Leave me alone.
We could have gave you a bag of chalk.
You
Oh,
both had
that would have been so CrossFitty. Just chalking up in between.
That would be
That
that would be
would've been
abnormal
brutal.
for me. I don't chalk a lot.
What is the biggest stereotype that you have of CrossFitters? Outside of all we want to do is talk about
That's
CrossFit.
the one I always
I
hear.
know. I know. That's like the joke too.
The other one I always hear is they're not good at cardio.
That's wild. It is. Yeah.
It's kind of true.
Is it true?
No
It's
way.
kind of true.
I think you take anybody.
It's got to
from-
depend on the gym.
Yeah, I think you take anybody from 8th Day Gym, any regular member, and you stick them against a YMCA member in a cardio test.
Oh, I like this.
And I,
I
think
like this.
the 8th Day member will win.
I
10
agree with
10
that.
out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times. I'll say.
10 out of 10. That's
9 out of
aggressive.
10. That's why I agree.
That's
I
aggressive.
changed it.
Have you seen the
Alright, set it up.
challenges where a dude goes into like a golf shop or a driving range and like walks up and asks, "Hey, what do you drive the ball?" Somebody's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
270." He's like, "You do it right now.
He's
We'll
like,
give you a
I'll set it up."
brand new driver."
Yeah. I
Oh,
have
I've
seen
seen
that.
I've seen lifting versions
Those
of
are
that.
awesome. Those
I
are
feel
awesome.
like there's
Like,
a
what's your 1 rep
YMCA.
max?
Yeah.
Which
Like,
that
there's
one,
a-
I don't think that's very fair. To,
Like-
like someone has to do a 1 rep max back squat on the
They're,
spot.
like not warmed up at all.
And they're supposed to match their
Blow
lifetime
your
best.
knees out.
Yeah, you don't need hamstrings. You're good.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Here's this T-shirt."
Oh.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
Do
There's
they?
this
How
gym
close do they
shirt.
get in these videos?
It's a wide variety.
Okay.
You'll see some.
Does
of the
anyone
dudes
do
that
it, or is it?
There
Yeah.
are, I would say, about half.
Okay.
The golfers,
Right?
yes,
Yeah.
Good.
You get golfers where they're a little ego-y and they like, oh, I drive the ball 300 and then they can't hit it 275, and then you get guys that are like scratch golfers and they're like, I drive the ball 300, and then they pipe on like 315.
Yeah.
And the guys that are like, all right, here's $100. Like, that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have your cardio event coming up at 8th Day, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like off the cuff. It's a little charity event. It's a cardio relay event.
It was fun. I
Did you sign up? Did you
I
get
did
in?
not sign up.
You son of a gun.
You don't get wet.
Yeah, you don't get wet at all.
Dude, it was raining. in there
Yeah,
'cause
it was pretty
so
gross.
humid
This
last
year
time.
is six hours.
Is it in the same room?
We'll probably have to take 2 rooms this year because there's almost 50 people.
One with a garage door, maybe?
Yeah. 6 hours, 3 machines, 4 athletes per team.
I
It'll
like
be
the
really cool.
idea of it.
I've
I've been
it's
on
gonna
the
be fun.
fence.
You
When,
should
what's
stop
the
by.
date?
September 27th. It's already sold out, so sorry.
Oh, dang it.
Unless somebody needs a part. I mean, there's a couple that have.
I bet there's
Openings.
always dropouts and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I
That many people.
last year at
Just
the
post on it.
the last year when we did it in there, I ended up riding 80 plus miles.
Did you really?
Yeah, in my Garmin. I found out how to sync it to the bike.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I-
Last year was really fun.
Was it just what was the format last year? It was just
Last year
bikes?
was just bike and row.
Bike and row.
And
Like
both
the C2?
machines. Yep.
Okay.
Both machines had to stay in motion for all 5 hours, and there were 3 athletes.
the things I thought would suck did not suck, and the things that I did not ever think about were terrible.
Mhm.
Like,
Like what?
I wore riding shoes and a chamois, knowing that like that was gonna be a thing, but like the rower just tore the hands up, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
I ended up putting like rolling towels to sit on to like
Butt was
not
just
have
getting
my
numb.
butt thing in. But like my goal was to stay under 2 minutes per 500 meters on everything the whole day,
Yep.
and I was able to do it.
That's a tough goal.
That's for
That's
5
pretty
hours
good.
straight.
Well, like the rower was flirting with like the high ones, but on the bike I could stay at like 142. Like my average with the bike was so much better than my average with the
That is
rower that it
very
brought
fast
everything down.
for a long period of time. Yeah.
but
very
like that's
fast bike.
not a long period of time for what we're used to doing.
5 hours is not.
I mean, my Margie was 9 hours,
Jeez,
and like
that's wild.
it's. I mean, I could
Well, how
probably.
long is a training though? Like a training session,
I don't.
a training ride. You said you don't really do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is Margie as scary as everybody says it is?
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's not scary at all.
Every time it gets brought up, you're like, oh god, it's the worst.
It's walking your bike for a really
Yeah.
long time.
It's made to be the worst.
Really?
Like that's what the promoters wanted to make, was the worst mountain bike ride ever.
Every-
That's their whole goal.
And people get like geeked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dan
But it's
Leather
kind
wax.
of it's kind of like a stamp of approval, right?
Yeah.
Like if you do it and complete it, you like,
It's so
like
hard.
wear a badge of honor.
Yeah,
kind
so
of.
hard to do that it's a real accomplishment.
That's
to
really
finish
neat.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that the hardest race that you guys have ever done?
I think I'm the only one that's.
Yeah,
I've
this
never done
group. Yeah,
No.
My races happen 3 to 4 minutes. at a
Downhill,
time.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
which I would argue is much harder.
How many times do you, if you go to an event, which you said you have to travel a long ways for,
Usually, yeah.
and how many times do you go down the hill?
So on an average weekend,
Just sounds so goofy. You're gonna ride.
probably ride the
fast.
track 10 to 15 times. 15 is
Oh, wow.
a lot.
How many times are those on the clock? Just one time.
It all comes
So those
down
are-
to 3
Does
minutes.
it really?
So
So
those
you'll-
are practice runs.
It's
like
stressful.
14 practice
No
runs.
kidding.
And then you hit it.
Yep. In upper categories, you actually have to qualify, and that determines your seating order.
Like while you're there, like one of your practice
So-
runs, or you qualify at a separate event.
The day before
like
the
time
race,
trials?
you do a qualification run,
Okay.
and that's like a simulated race run. But you probably go 85-90%,
Okay.
because your all out is like, I'm gonna do some shit that I might not get away
Yeah.
yeah.
with.
But you don't always qualify. Like especially
Yeah.
like World Cup riders. Like we have friends that are World Cup downhillers that their entire job is doing 10 4-minute runs, 2 to 4 minute runs the whole year.
Are you pedaling at all?
Oh yeah.
You're sprinting every opportunity that the trail
Allows
allows
for it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
What's
almost
the
im-
average speed?
Oh.
It varies wildly.
Yeah.
An average, I would say, is probably 20, 25.
Dang.
But that all varies on, like, you can have a very steep track that's highly technical, and your average speed is going to end up being 15 at the bottom.
Yeah.
Throughout all of it.
Yeah.
Because of how steep and gnarly the stuff is.
Do you know the fastest you've ever gone on a bike?
70 on a paved road.
That's wild.
What?
We were pulling wheelies on Mauna Kea in Hawaii at 65, 70 behind a car. putting up wheelies.
I get scared of like 40 on a road bike, but I have rode a wheelie at going 55, and that was absolutely terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as you got out of the draft, it like pulls
That's
you
not-
back.
That's not what I
Crazy.
would think about doing.
Yeah, why would you
At
do a
my
wheel? I would
maximum
be.
speed, and then
Oh
like,
my
let's
gosh.
pull a wheel out.
I mean, Michael and
Two
I.
wheels too many.
We've both ridden motorcycles for most of our lives, and I've gone very stupid speeds. And at those speeds, I'm never thinking I'm gonna get that front wheel off the
The
ground.
thing you don't think of is you got more drag with 2 wheels. As soon as you pull a wheelie, you actually accelerate. You go faster. You're like, oh, okay, now we're really going.
Oh, that's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You guys are
Interesting.
crazy.
Yeah, the
I
downhill
don't do
stuff's
stupid
weird.
things on a motorcycle, Heather. Just for the
I
record.
sold all my motorcycles, Jericho. So, yeah.
But yeah, like the stress you get in the gate for doing the different runs is pretty wild
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
like you're going through it in your head and like it's so stressful to like be up in the gate, especially if you qualify well, because then you got to sit there because it goes in reverse order. So like a normal World Cup weekend or what they simulate for like a national race now is you have track walk on like Thursday, and then you do time training on Friday. And you kind of like figure out your lines, how you're going to ride the course.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of rides it different to like fit their strengths in particular. And then the next day you're going to have a single qualifying run. You'll probably do a couple practice runs just to make sure that the weather didn't change anything, like if it rained or it's slippery, whatever, or new ruts from people riding it over and over and over and over again. You do your qualification, and if you're lucky enough to get in, then you get in, and then the next day you just wait.
On Sunday, you wait.
Yep, and
You get one sight lap. You get to see
On
the
Sunday?
course so it could have rained all night on Saturday.
and your lines are totally
Dang.
different.
Yep, and you get one run down the track.
And then it's just, send it. Like, literally.
Yep.
Like, you're just going balls to the wall.
Yeah, you just drove 12 hours to a mountain because we live in Michigan.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
so
paid
cool.
all this money to do it, so like you just do it.
People
That's
go
cool.
for it.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Let me ask you this. I'm always interested in psychology. By the time that you go through all your practice runs, can you close your eyes and run do you get to the point where you can close your eyes and run the whole race? And is that something that you intentionally do, or is that a strategy you use at all?
I can tell you every rock, every route,
Okay.
like on the track.
Everyone that matters. Like there's definitely spots in a trail that you can like turn it off,
just
but
kinda
like you're
blur out.
thinking shift points, you're thinking brake points, where you want to be decelerating, where you want to be accelerating. A lot of times when you come into like a really gnarly section, like you'll pre-shift before it because you know you're not going to, because you have to pedal.
Yeah,
to
you're not going to have
shift.
time to shift.
And then you're going to come out of this rock garden and you're going to have to go uphill. And if you didn't pre-shift going into that, like you're just going to be in this monster gear, breaking chains trying to get out of there.
I will. You said while we were riding today, you like turned around briefly and was like pre-shift going into this turn. And in my head, I'm like, I have no idea what that means. So I like shifted, thinking like I'm gonna just guess, and it worked. And then we got to the top, and you're like, "Did you pre-shift?" I was like, "Yeah, I did. Thank God," because I would have been at a standstill when we turned that blind corner. But you like yelled it to me, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. My best.
There was,
was really cool.
an embarrassingly large number of times where I would get going up a hill and I would try to shift the wrong way. And then I would just have to just muscle it out. It's bad.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was bad.
The amount of noises that I make to myself while I'm riding too, like with the hardtail, I'll hit a route like going uphill and it'll like boot my butt up, and it like pops me up, and I'm like, ugh. And, like Brian's in front of me, like I'm like, God, he probably thinks I'm such an idiot.
He's enjoying that an awful lot.
God, the seat's so nice. No, it was really fun today. I'm glad we got out. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, well, I guess now's a good time to put a bow on this. Super happy you guys could make it out. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this one for a while to kind of like collide two worlds, and I was glad that these guys got to ask some questions because, I just talk about CrossFit and they just blow me off.
Yeah.
It gives validity that you guys are like real CrossFit athletes and
Real ones.
and talked about CrossFit.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
we get to-
thank you for
okay.
having us.
Yeah.
I would want to plug the 8th Day team one last time because they, we've done it a couple times, and this will be, they're going to the games, and it's a incredible feat that they have accomplished, and it doesn't matter how well they do, they made it, and yeah, we wish them luck. And Michael's actually traveling with the team, so he's going to be their step-in coach, it looks like.
I'll be there.
So that'll be kind of neat, but yeah, I wish them best of luck, and obviously we'll be watching, but hopefully we'll gain some viewers from this as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I drive by there every day on my way to work at like 5:30 in the morning. There's always people out running around the
Yeah,
block.
dude, stop by. Come for a
Every
workout.
day.
I think you'd like it. You'd
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's not intimidating, I promise.
You can probably get me out of there sometime.
I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, it'd be a good time.
It's maybe intimidating for a second when you get in there, and then you realize,
Everyone's nice.
yeah, everyone's nice, and no one's paying attention. No one's judging you. No one's paying attention.
Nobody
to you.
cares.
Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone's.
I love those. There's like a viral video or like trend going around where like people will be like walking. They're like, nobody cares what you're doing. Nobody cares what you look like. Everybody's worried about what they're doing and what they're like. That's exactly how like you walk into 8th day and everybody says what's up, and then they're worried about what they're about to do, which is the exact same thing that you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just worried about themselves, and they can care less about anybody else.
And
Well,
if-
that sounds bad, but
If you're new, though,
you know
like,
what I mean.
and when we always go through the names in the beginning or whatever, and someone will say if they're new, and it's always awesome to me that everyone like goes out of the way to make sure the new person knows where
Yeah,
everything is,
sure.
where to get things. Like, hey, the RX weight is this. You might want to have a second set of dumbbells.
Yeah.
In case that gets hard for you, because it'll add up.
It's
Rather
definitely
quickly.
a welcoming community for sure.
And by nobody cares, we meant nobody's judging you.
That's what
Right.
that's what I meant.
Yes.
People
Yeah,
care
thank
about you, but they don't care if you did your toes to bar unbroken,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
if you broke 3 times, or if you
Yeah.
did singles.
They're busy dying as well.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on and talking about CrossFit with us.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty easy for us.
And bikes.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
like talking. Yeah, I learned a lot about biking too.
Yeah.
Did you say biking? Is that uncool to say biking?
Yeah, what do you guys say? Cycling?
Cycling?
No,
Downhill.
cycling is what you do on your road bike.
Oh, cycling
Really?
is
So you
uncool.
guys say
Keep that to your
what do you-
mustache.
What do you
over
say?
there.
What do you say? He looks at you with a mustache.
Normally it's like
He's like, what
ride.
the hell?
Yeah, we go for a
Just
ride.
Ride. Ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
No,
for letting us
I-
ride today.
Yeah,
I
I really
get-
appreciate it.
Craig crap because he's got a French mustache right now to go faster.
Nice.
It didn't work.
You went faster, but you stopped faster too.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on. Make sure you guys check out 8th Day Gym as we talked about in the beginning of the episode. Check out the deal. Thanks for coming on, guys. And like always, remember to keep progressing, keep pushing yourself, and have fun. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for coming on, you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you.
appreciate everyone listening. And thanks. We'll see you next time.
That's not what you say.
I always forget my last
Long
name.
Now you have
pause,
to say
long
it.
pause.
Say it.